Hello, welcome to a new video series. I am sharing with you guys my week of fasting and the eating windows, and a little bit about my schedule to share with you how I implement fasting very flexibly and how I let my life dictate my fast. I don't let the fasting dictate my life. And that's something I get questions on quite a bit. So I've been trying to brainstorm how I could share with you guys in a way that's not overwhelming to me as the YouTuber, but also helpful. So this is going to be done hopefully on a near weekly basis, Sunday evenings. I'm just going to go into my Zero app, which is where I track my fast. I'm going to share with you guys the exact details of what I did. And I'm going to look at the data and talk about my week and why different things happened. So every day, I'm not going to, tell you exactly what I ate or, every decision that I made, but it's going to give you an idea of how I make decisions about when to break my fast, how I sometimes go off my normal, and just a good idea of being flexible with fasting. So I have my Zero app. I will be looking at that. And as a reminder, I will not be talking and chatting like I do on my Wednesday lives. That was actually something that was requested and seemed to be favorable, is that these lives are more for rewatching someone to get an idea of being flexible. It's not meant to be like the interactive live. So it's going to be quick, easy on my part, easy to watch in the end and not be part of the live chat. So I'm getting into my Zero app, and here's what I'm going off of. So coming from last Monday through today, my average fast was 20 hours and 48 minutes. My longest fast was on September 1st, and that was 27 hours. My shortest fast was just under 14 hours, and that was on Monday. And the funny thing is, I think that is probably the shortest fast that I've had since I became an intermittent faster. It was only 13 hours and 48 minutes, I think. So this is actually a perfect week to start this because I was very flexible on Monday. And this is something that would have been hard for me to do at the beginning. Generally, if I want to go out to eat for breakfast, I would do a down day. And then the day I go out to breakfast would be an up day. That's how I like to implement it. It feels very strategic. It feels very easy to have an up day and go out to breakfast and enjoy it and not fret about it when I plan a down day the day before. And I love going to breakfast. So it's very easy to do a down day to have the up day that I enjoy. However, Sunday, the day before the 28th, was my father-in-law's birthday dinner at my in-laws' house, and I didn't want to skip that dinner. I've done that in the past, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but I wanted to enjoy that. And then Monday was my kids' first day of school, and a group of moms was meeting for breakfast, and they invited me. And I want to be connected to other moms at my kids' school. There was two new ones that I was meeting, and one of the other moms is one of my best friends. And I wanted to do that. So I had two things I wanted to do. My father-in-law's birthday dinner. I have no control over the time of that. I was a guest essentially. And then I was invited to another breakfast. It wasn't me planning it. So I couldn't plan it for a later time or a different day. And it was the first day of school. So between those two, I wanted to do both of them and I did it. So I only had a 13-hour, 48-minute fast by the time we got done with dinner and when I met for breakfast the next day. And honestly, I think it was the shortest fast I've had in the last 3 years because generally I can juggle. I can do a down day and then have an up day, or I would plan breakfast for a day that works better for me. But they were both events that I wasn't a part of planning. I was a guest. And so I went with the flow. I didn't let fasting dictate if I could participate or not. I wanted to participate. So I chose to have a longer fast. And I still had an average of 20 hours and 48 minutes for the entire week. So that was one example of flexibility. Then from Monday, I had the 13-hour, 46-minute fast. And then Tuesday was a pretty typical day. I had a 22-hour, 21-minute fast. I just had my dinner that evening. My eating window opened at 5:13 and it closed at 6:27. I don't even remember what we ate, but it was pretty typical eating window. Then I had a 19-hour and 50-minute fast, and I broke my fast at 2:18 p.m. So I was eating leftovers that day. We had, baked potato soup. It was really yummy, and I decided I wanted to have that again the next day. My family was having mac and cheese and hot dogs. That's a dinner my 6-year-old always picks. It wasn't worth it to me, but I love the soup I had the day before. So I chose to eat earlier in the day because I knew I wanted to eat even earlier the next day. And it allowed me to get 18 hours each time. So by eating before I picked up my kids up from school, and that was after the live. So I ate at 2:18 and I closed my eating window at 3:26. So that was just over an hour eating window. And then I fasted 20 hours and 35 minutes. And on Thursday, I met my husband for lunch. So knowing that I wanted to meet my husband for lunch because it was the first week back in school, I had the freedom to meet him for lunch. I didn't have 3 kids to figure out what to do or to also take to lunch. It's nice to have our day dates back. Knowing that I wanted to meet him for lunch, it made it easier to fast have my eating window earlier the day before. So then I still had nice fasting lengths in between. I always do the fasting math, make sure I get my 18-hour minimum usually. And that's what keeps me on track. So I ate at 12:01 and I closed my eating window at the restaurant. So I was done eating by 12:23. It was a really short eating window, 22 minutes long, very satisfying. I had leftovers. And then because I ate lunch on Thursday and I didn't eat dinner until Friday, I had my longest fast of the week. It was 27 hours and 11 minutes. I broke my fast at 3:34 and I closed it at 7:50. So this was Friday night. We had pizza. So it was our end of the first week of school. We got pizza carry out. I had a salad and it was really yummy. I'm trying to think. We were going to go to ice cream, but we didn't because my son was being kind of grumpy and we ended up not doing it. Or was that last night? I don't remember. One of these nights we were going to get ice cream, but we haven't done it. We're actually doing it tonight. And then I had a 21-hour fast in 8 minutes. And then today I broke my fast at 20 hours, 45 minutes. And both of those have been dinners. So today was my son's 7th birthday party. He's never had a birthday party with friends. We've had some like family members, his first birthday, or me and my husband are friends with their kids, but this one he got to invite friends over from school. It was really fun. And I had my OMAD with him. We had vegetable tray, fruit tray, pizza, chips, very basic, super simple to execute. And the last 2 nights we've been thinking about getting ice cream. We're going to go get it tonight. It's been 90 degrees here and I'm exhausted from throwing a party, and going to get ice cream sounds like the best treat ever. So actually after this live, we're going to go pick up my daughter. She's at her friend's house, get ice cream. Perfect Sunday evening, if you ask me. So very simple approach. I know I said I'm not going to talk about questions, but I do see what app do I use. I use the Zero app and I do not pay for the premium version. I have never used another app because I started using Zero. I'm at like a little over 1,100 fasts in a row. I don't want to break my streak. It's very simple. I like Zero. I've never wanted to change. And I've never paid for the premium version. I like the free capabilities. So I've never compared it. So it's not something I use because I did a bunch of research and it's the best. I started using it and I really like it. So that's what I use. I share all my data. So the next Sunday I will come on again and I will share with you guys my fasting hours and kind of talk about my week. Once again, I think kind of the flexibility that I employed this week was, even though I had the dinner on Sunday and then my breakfast Monday, I just gave myself permission to have a shorter fast. And I had my Monday eating window was longer than normal and I got back to OMAD. And if you look at my overall hours, the hours of 20 hours and 48 minutes being my fasting average with that is much more representative of fasting and having shorter eating windows than the one day that I maybe you would consider messing up. Or if you're starting this, don't tell yourself you messed up. You were flexible. You allowed yourself to enjoy your father-in-law's birthday and going out with friends to celebrate your kids at school and to have community with another group of moms. Those 2 things are important. And if I can incorporate intermittent fasting, enjoy the meals at those events, enjoy the people, and then make it so that my schedule allows for those things, you're going to be successful in the long run. Again, I also met my husband for lunch. Knowing I wanted to eat early that day, I planned that I had at least 18 hours before my eating window the day before and meeting my husband for lunch. I call it my fasting math. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog snoring. She's snoring so loud. She is tired. She partied hard. But I allowed myself to do the math, to accommodate the things that I wanted. And one time that meant I wasn't going to get my 18 hours, but I still got it on average. I still fasted much more than I fed myself. Also, this is another thing. I woke up today feeling like crap. I have an ear infection. Again, you might have heard me say that recently. This is my second ear infection in about 3 weeks. It's my third one this summer. I got an antibiotic. They put me on something new. I have to take it in the morning and the evening, and they told me to take it with food. I'm probably going to make a whole video on this because I get asked this often. And my bottom line advice is ask your provider. But I told them, I was like, I really don't want to eat in the morning and the night. I will if I have to for 10 days. Is it actually important to have food both times? And they said, well, you might get an upset stomach, but you can try it. And if it doesn't bother you, then you don't actually have to have the food. So thankfully, this morning when I took the medicine, I didn't feel sick. It didn't give me any poor side effects. But I find it interesting that a lot of people say, well, I have to take this medicine with food. I obviously am not a doctor. I have no idea what side effects or what that would cause for you to eat on an empty stomach. But I just kind of pushed back a little bit. I said my preference would really be not to eat. Can I try it? Is there going to be any negative effect of me trying to eat it on an empty stomach other than me knowing I might feel gross? And then I learn from that and I make it adjustments. So thankfully I felt good. I'm taking antibiotics again. I'm really sick of taking medicine. I would prefer not to take it, but here we are. So I'm going to get ice cream again. Please forgive me that I'm not going to be going through comments just because that was something that was really requested. And I feel like I do that on Wednesdays, but it really does kind of make it choppy if you're rewatching it. So I want this to be something that's very friendly to rewatch for people that are learning to fast. But I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday for another one of these. Wednesdays are my question and answer-y, chatty type lives. New video every Saturday, and I try to do a short every day. So lots of stuff. Love you guys, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.